Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really powerful new model for education that completely flips the script on what it means to be a successful student. It's called the Excellence Funnel, and it's all about building achievement from the inside out. So let's get into it.
So let's start with a big question, right? What really truly drives a student to excel? We have all these ideas. We think it's about being naturally gifted, or the pressure to get straight A's, or maybe just beating everyone else in the class. But what if that's not the whole story? What's actually going on inside their heads?
Well, a recent survey of top students gave us some pretty fascinating answers. When you ask them what really drives them, look at this. Almost 69% said it was the desire to be challenged. Right behind that, the aspiration to be the best and the will to grow and develop. Now, notice what's missing here. Things like grades, external rewards, even competition. They're not at the top. The most powerful motivators, it turns out, are all internal.
And that discovery brings us right to our first section. What is the engine of excellence? The answer is, well, it's pretty surprising, and it forces us to rethink a whole lot about how we approach success in the first place.
So here's the bottom line. Excellence isn't something you're just born with, and it isn't something you win. It's something you build. It's a mindset, really. It's an identity that a student creates for themselves when they're driven from the inside to push their own limits and just see how far they can go.
What we're talking about here is a huge shift in perspective. We're moving away from that old model that was totally obsessed with innate talent and competition. And instead, we're moving toward a new focus, one that really values effort, that nurtures that internal fire, and that champions personal growth above everything else.
Okay, so what exactly do we mean by internal motivation? Think about it like this. It's that natural curiosity we all have. It's the drive to do something just because you find it interesting, and that incredible satisfaction you get from tackling a challenge that's right at the edge of your ability and nailing it.
So if internal motivation is the fuel, you still need an engine to actually get students where they want to go. And that brings us to the new blueprint for making this happen, the Excellence Funnel.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. The word funnel kind of sounds like it's about filtering students out, right? But here, it's the exact opposite. Don't think of it as a filter. Think of it more like a guide. It's a structure that channels every single student with potential and gives them a clear, visible roadmap to a goal they can actually get excited about.
You see, the real power of this whole system is its clarity. It doesn't just tell students, hey, work hard. It gives them something real and inspiring to work towards. It helps them build this tangible vision of their future self that's so compelling it fuels their own drive to make it happen.
This one simple quote from a 7th grader, it just says it all. When a young student can look ahead a few years and see a place, a program, a version of themselves that they genuinely want to become, that creates this incredibly powerful why. And that why is what gets them through any challenge. So, what do these places look like?
These goals are called spaces of excellence. And look, they're not just classes. They're almost like identities a student can aspire to. We're talking about really prestigious, challenging programs, things like a pre-med track, advanced science groups, high-level university math, or even special high-tech and engineering units.
Okay, so let's walk through the actual 3-year journey. How does a student go from that first little spark of interest all the way to making a final, empowered choice about their future?
The whole journey kicks off in 7th grade, and this first year is all about planting the seed. The focus completely shifts away from what grades you got in the past. Instead, it's about building a new identity, helping every student feel like they belong, and letting them experience success that comes directly from their own hard work.
Then in 8th grade, it's time to start building capability. Students get their first real look at those spaces of excellence, and they start to see the direct connection between their effort and their progress. And this is huge. They learn to reframe difficulty. It stops being a sign to quit and starts being a necessary stepping stone on the path to where they want to go.
So by the time they hit 9th grade, students have the confidence they built in year 1 and the capability they developed in year 2. And this is where it all comes together. They're empowered to make a conscious choice about their future, selecting an advanced path not because a teacher told them to, but because it truly aligns with a personal mission they've now discovered for themselves.
Now, a system like this is brilliant on paper, but of course, it doesn't run itself. And that brings us to the final, and honestly maybe the most critical piece of this whole puzzle, the teacher. You might have an excellence coordinator who's guiding the whole program, but the system's true power, that gets unlocked in the classroom. The teachers are on the front lines every single day, and they are the ones who make this entire thing come alive. And their impact really boils down to 4 key actions.
First, they learn to identify the spark. They look for the student who's trying hard, not just the one who always gets the A+. Second, they create challenges that push students just a little beyond their comfort zone. Third, they refer students to actual pathways, making that connection between a student's potential and those spaces of excellence. And finally, and this is so important, they use empowering language. Simple words like, "You are capable," or "I saw how you didn't give up." That can change everything for a student.
Ultimately, when you zoom out, this whole model is about so much more than just a school program. It's really a fundamental shift in how we see people. And it leaves us with this one profound question that goes way beyond the classroom. What if, in all parts of our lives, we all learn to see the potential in people and not just their current performance? Just imagine what we could all achieve then.